What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your guy, Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel. We ramble about the Washington Commanders. It is our first Wednesday of the NFL season, meaning practice began. We got the injury report, so I brought my guys, my young goats in the building to come talk about Washington's first week of prep for our first regular season matchup of the season. Welcome him in first, Pedro Schmith. Y'all know the guy, and he's going to be doing Bleacher Report as well. Congratulations on that. How you feeling today, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Appreciate you for having me on, and I appreciate you, man. You and Josh started that Bleacher Report trend. They reached out to me, so excited for that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, excited for this game against the Cardinals. We better win and win convincingly, because if we lose week one, all that momentum from the offseason goes down the drain.
Hell yeah, it's going to be panic mode immediately. Also, I want to bring on the show our guy, Juan Gotti, talking sport. How you feeling right now, man?
What's good, Rio? Man, I appreciate you for having me on. I'm feeling good, man. And shout out to Pedro for that Bleacher Report. Shout out to you and everybody, man. Excited for this Sunday, man. The long-awaited off season. Honestly, this off season wasn't that long, but it was probably because we had so much going on that it kind of felt abbreviated than usual. But man, this week is kind of going by, at a reasonable speed. And I'm just excited for Sunday, man, and I can't wait. So I appreciate you for having me on again, and let's get it.
Oh yeah, man. It's crazy. It's felt short and it's felt long. The sale process, the whole transaction of getting Dan the hell out of here, that was long and drawn out. But the actual offseason, like we were just at the draft and we're already 4 days away from our sold out season debut. As younger fans of this organization, you guys, just like me, y'all don't know what the word sold out mean when it comes to FedEx Field, especially when it comes to our fans. When you see sold out for week one, what does that mean for y'all? I'll start with Pedro.
I mean, it's great. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's been a while since that. I mean, I don't know when's the last time it happened for a season opener. It's probably been a long time. I mean, yeah, it's been a while. If anyone knows in the chat, go ahead and put that in there. But excited for, a home opener to be sold out, and not even sold out, but sold out by mostly Commanders fans, which is the biggest thing, because we've definitely had games in the last 5-10 years where we've been sold out, but it's a lot of the times you got, 65% Cowboys fans, 70% Eagles fans, a ton of Giants fans. But this time it's probably going to be like 95% Commanders fans, because again, the momentum and the Cardinals they don't really travel well. So they don't have a ton of, fans, and they're from Arizona. So it's like a perfect combination, perfect storm. And then also, of course, all of the enthusiasm of the sale and everything. I think people are going to be hyped. I think FedEx Field is going to be lit. I think you're going, right, Rio? I mean, it should be a good time.
I'll be there at like 8:45 a.m. in the red zone lot, bringing all the vibes, because I need to know what a sold out FedEx looks like. Yeah. A sold out from our end thing, because last year, week 3, when the Eagles came to town, I witnessed something I've never seen before. Like, I went to the RV bus lot where the Eagles fans were. There were 20,000 plus Eagles fans in that lot. I was the only thing burgundy for like a 2-mile radius, and it was crazy. Like, I could not believe my own eyes. But Juan, when you see sold out week 1 FedEx Field, and it's us that did it, man, how does that make you feel?
Man, that makes me feel amazing. You know what I'm saying? A little bummed out that I was procrastinating, but it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? It's my fault I ain't copped the tickets, okay? But other than that, I'm excited for, you know what I'm saying, a real home field advantage. Maybe that'll finally help us in some favors as far as, potentially, making them jump off sides, or finally not letting them get off the snap and trouble with the headset. And again, that could be an advantage for the defense too, because again, Joshua Dobbs just got there 2 weeks ago. He can't not know everything. So you go with that, and then also us selling out. Fans got to be rocking, especially for that defensive end. I cannot wait to hit them third downs through the TV this Sunday, man. It's exciting, bro. You finally look in the crowd and you see burgundy. You know what I'm saying? I went to the game last year, week 1. I did not know that many Jaguars fans existed in this area. So I'm more likely, if Dan Snyder was still the owner, it'd have probably been a whole bunch of Cardinals fans that we didn't think was in this area popping out. But now that Dan Snyder's here, it's crazy. Jason Wright rather spoke to it. He said the craziest thing about this whole sale thing has been how fast the fans just came back. He expected it to be a process, but that just goes to show you how much of a nuisance Dan Snyder was. That soon as he sells the game, they didn't see Sam Howell do good yet. They didn't see Sam Howell win a victory yet, at least this season, and they're already back. That just goes to show you it was him this whole time and him only. So I'm excited for, man, and I cannot wait more importantly to see the advantage that a home field for us has. We've seen it. We've seen how home field advantages affects us in negative ways for other teams. Now it's going to be our time ruckus for Joshua Dobbs and a poor team.
Joshua Dobbs coming in week 1 to start against our vaunted defense. Those are things we love to hear. And like you were just pointing out to piggyback off the point about Dan Snyder, it was him. It was literally him. He was the hindrance. He was the block that was making things. He was the distance and the separation between like the casual effect. Because the diehards are going to root for the team regardless, even if they're not showing up the games. But to bring back the ones that left, the casuals, and even new fans, just that quickly after that sale went, I was texting Pedro about it. The YouTube for the Washington Commanders, they went from 81,000 subscribers to 120,000 since they sold the team, since it was official and Josh Harris got introduced to the world, and they've been dropping content and all this stuff. New Commanders log dropping right now too. So after we finish this, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pop that on the screen because the Commanders log document series has been phenomenal so far. But we're on to week 1. Washington named their captains today. I tweeted a few days ago. I made a guess of who the 6 captains were going to be. I hit on 5 of them. I missed one of the defenders. My guess was Howell and McLaurin on offense, Curl and Allen on defense, and Way and Reeves on special team. I missed Curl. It was Kendall Fuller instead of him. They named him, and our starting quarterback, Sam Howell, is one of the captains as expected, but not always expected. Desmond Ridder did not get named captain of the Atlanta Falcons, and he's the starter for those guys. Juan, what does it say to you that Sam has earned the locker room, earned the leadership role in the locker room to be a captain going forward?
I mean, it says a lot of how they view him and how confident they are in Sam Howell's ability to lead this team. Jahan Dawson calls him the quiet assassin. He doesn't say much, but he's going to go out there and let his play do the talking. I mean, you've seen how happy Terry McLaurin was catching that touchdown pass from him last year. So you already knew off rip how he carries himself. They get behind that. You know what I'm saying? He's like the quiet version in the sense of being able to lead men, the quiet version of Taylor Heineke. You know Taylor Heineke's going to show that fire. Sam doesn't necessarily show that fire, but he'll have his moments when he do that. You know, more of the story is it just shows you how much easier he was to get behind unlike other guys. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Eric Bieniemy plays a huge factor in that because I mean on the Pivot podcast, Terry McLaurin alluded to him going into the huddle with Scott Turner and just not having no confidence that we're going to complete this pass, but he just went out there and did his thing. It's not like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? But specifically for Sam Howell and him being the captain, yeah, I mean, it's obvious that the quarterback's going to be the captain more likely than not, but that's new news to my ears. Desmond Ridder ain't the captain over there in Atlanta. That's something to tell you about that a little bit. So, again, it just shows you the overall morale and confidence that this team has in Sam Howell. And I'm all for it because I see it just like them. I don't care what this outside media has to say negative about Sam Howell because they don't know nothing. We see it. We've seen it from – it's a reason why Mac Brown said it's going to be a 30 for 30 on this kid in years to come. He's not just saying that about anybody. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is special. He has a charisma, a quiet charisma about himself that he isn't going to kill you. He's going to kill you, but he's going to do it quietly. He's probably one of the only guys that can get away with murder because he isn't a guy that is going to be over there, you know what I'm saying, flashing. You know what I'm saying? He's quiet, but he's going to kill you while he's quiet. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love the fire of a Taylor Heineke kind of guy, I like a guy that just shows up, do his business, and go home with the dub. You feel me? So I love it.
And I feel like Heineke had to sell the fire because like he couldn't sell the God-given ability he was given to play the quarterback position, and that's the difference that sets Sam apart from him. When you see Sam as a captain, and you see the rest of the captains, we pretty much knew who those were going to be. Pedro, what do you think about Sam being a captain of his team in 2020?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. And one thing, I think Heineke's going to be starting this season at one point. I'm not a big Ritter guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you see, like, that was like, I don't really care that much that Howell was named the captain, because usually it's like 90 whatever percent, like, you're the captain. I think if he wasn't the captain, that's when you're like, okay, what is going on? Mm-hmm. And that's like, if I'm a Falcons fan, I'm not like extremely concerned, but I'm like, why is my guy who is drafted, third round? So it's not like a super high pick, but third round, and it's his second year, and he's a starter, and everyone knew he was going to be the starter. Why is he not named the captain? So like that Howell's named captain, Terry, nothing surprising there. John Allen, nothing surprising there. Kendall Fuller, you could have gone Cam Curl. I think that would have been a good move. But I guess, Kendall Fuller's been in the league for so long, and he's a quiet leader, kind of just like Terry. But I feel like Terry's kind of he's almost graduating from like the quiet leader to like bringing a little bit more fire than he did maybe the second or third, or the first or second year that he was captain. And then Jim Reed is good for him, adding another thing to the resume. Only thing, I swear they had more captains last year, because they had Leno, Terry, and
Logan. It wasn't Logan. It was, they had like 8 captains.
So they had 2 on offense this year, which is interesting. Like, what makes Rivera think like, okay, last year we had 4, this year we're going to have 2? I don't know. And I think on defense they had Allen. Did they have Fuller and Holcomb? Was that the 3?
I know Fuller and Allen. I'm not sure if
Holcomb I think was captain.
Mm-hmm. I know they had like 7 or 8 captains, though. It was a bunch of people last year.
Exactly. But yeah, I think nothing crazy. And yeah, I mean, Cam Curl, I feel like he's also a leader of that defense, and eventually, hopefully, he'll get a captain spot there for sure. And I think John Allen gets the gold crest because of the 5 years of being a captain. So that's cool.
Yep, seniority. He put his time in. He gets that captain's patch, the gold C on his jersey. We love to see that. But what struck out to me with Sam is that, like Terry and Allen, if he performs on the field, he's going to be the perfect ambassador in face of your franchise, because he doesn't say anything that you could ever write a headline about. He conducts his business on and off the field. And every time you hear him speak, he's honest. He's to the point. He's not saying anything to you. He knows how to speak, but he's not going to give you anything to run with. I don't know if you guys heard it. He was on with Kevin Sheehan yesterday. He was on the Kevin Sheehan show, just listening to the guy talk ball, listening to him talk the details of it. He was talking about the trip they went out to Florida, how he doesn't make as much as some of the skill guys that he plays with on the Commanders, but whenever they would go out to eat, he's taking the tab for it. He said, I will do anything for my guys. I'll pay for dinner. I'll pay for lunch. I don't care if they make more money for me as the quarterback. I take that responsibility. I want to look out for my guys. Just hearing that come from the quarterback, that's the type of stuff that gets me juiced up. If y'all haven't heard that yet, go listen to the Kevin Sheehan show. I think he made Kevin a believer, because I think Kevin Sheehan's been on and off. Like, we'll see it. I'll see it when I believe it. I think Sam's conversation with Kevin made him a huge fan yesterday. And if you're on the fence about how, something you definitely want to look at. But the injury report, the injury report we've been waiting for a long time, so we can get some clarity on Chase Young and some clarity on the toe of one Terry McLaurin. It came out today, and it also came out that they were in full pads and participating in practice. They even drew a highlight out there of Howell hitting Terry down the field in live team drills, game prep, install. So how are you guys feeling about the status of Terry and Chase Young? And we're going to have a separate Chase Young conversation after this, but Pedro, start us off.
Yeah, I mean, at this point with Chase Young, like, I know we're going to get into it, but I'm not believing it until I see it. Like, until I see him on the field, I'm not believing it, because, like, I don't know what's going on, if it's him or if it's whatever, the medical stuff. There's just some weird going on. There's very weird stuff going on last season when they took him off of the PUP or whatever it was, and he was activated, his whatever 14-day window, and people were saying, oh, he's going to play. I think it might have been the Eagles game. that like that was his first week, or it might have been before. Loki might have been before that. And then every week it's like, oh, Chase Young is ready to play. Like on Monday and Tuesday, it was like Chase Young's going to play the next week. And then on Saturday night before the games, it would be like Chase Young will not be making his debut this week, but next week he's going to play. And then that cycle would keep going on and on. I was so sick of it. And I don't know what happened. I don't know who it was, but something was a little bit weird with that. This year, it's not that weird. I mean, at least not yet.
It's weird. It's getting weird. It's definitely getting weird.
And like I said, until I see him on the field on Sunday at 1:00 taking that first snap, I'm not believing it unless he fully gets cleared, because it seems like there's something where he thinks he's ready, but there's some like nerve stuff that like he might have to get cleared by a doctor. So like once he's cleared, he'll be good to go. But that's the weird thing about it. Terry, I think if it's up to Terry, he's playing. He played with 2 high ankle sprains in 2021. He is a tough guy. And if he wants to play, if he could play, he would 100% play in this game. If he doesn't play, it's not because of him. It's because the, not coaching staff, but the medical staff's like, okay, you know what, Terry, sit this one out, and then we'll be good to go against the Broncos in week 2. I would love to see Terry out there, but honestly, I would probably sit him, because even if he's like 85, whatever percent he is week 1, give him that extra week so he can basically be 100% for the Broncos game, because I don't want to see an 80% Terry for the whole year. I don't want it to re-injure against the Cardinals. So hopefully he can just basically fully heal and then play, whether that's Monday or Tuesday. And then I think St. Juice was good to go. Fuller and
Logan was the other.
Yeah, he was out. And I talked about it yesterday in my video. When they signed Crowder, I was like, this guy's probably going to go on the practice squad, and they're probably going to call him up the first week or two because Dax Milne's going to be out. So Dax Milne's probably going to be out for this game. So we'll see Crowder maybe back there fielding punts and kicks, and they'll probably be pretty conservative with it. But I would love to see Crowder like eventually integrated a little bit in the offense as like a backup slot receiver, getting a couple reps in a game. Like obviously not now because he doesn't know the offense, but maybe midway through the year. Like if you look at the numbers, he was pretty productive. Like take out last year, but the years before, like I think he had like 450 1 year and he played 12 games. The year before he had 600 something in 12 games. Like he was pretty good. So if he can stay healthy, and eventually I think he'll be a solid piece of this offense if they want him to be.
Yep, Juan, injury report for week 1. Your boy Chase. I know you ride for Chase. You be riding for Chase. You ride for the PG boy, and Terry McLaurin for week 1, man. What you think?
Yeah, so Terry McLaurin, he's actually at this point, he looks way better than I've expected. Like I said in my video, and I know it's totally 2 different situations, but when I immediately heard toe, I don't know about y'all, but I immediately thought back to Antonio Gibson in 2020 and remember how severe his turf toe injury was. So I immediately got real nervous. But once I saw him today, I'm like, okay, he looks good. He doesn't necessarily, in my opinion, look 100%, or maybe he just wasn't trying to go 100%, but he looks fine. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro, I wouldn't play him. I know Terry wants to play, and if he decides to play, of course I'm gonna be like, let's go, Terry. But we don't need him, bro. Like if it's one game that he can afford to miss, it is this game right here. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, this is going to allow Jahan Dawson, who I think can grow into a number 1 receiver. And this is coming from a guy that was not high on the pick back in 2022. And again, yeah, so I think this is a big time for him. Hey, Dayami, you didn't get your opportunities last year, and it's not your fault. It's Scott Turner's fault because we see the potential. This is your time, man. You know what I'm saying? Cole Turner, who I think at some point will be tight end 1 throughout this year. He's going to go to tight end 1. This is your time. You know what I'm saying? So we have so many other weapons that me personally wouldn't play Terry McLaurin. I know he so badly wants to play. He got that dog in him, so he probably will play, but he doesn't need to. And as far as Chase Young, I saw the little locker room scrum, with him, and he's like, I'm ready to go. Okay, Chase, if you're ready to go, why do you still need to go here? You can go see from your personal doctor.
In a Zoom. What the hell is that, bro?
Exactly. Like, what is a Zoom gonna do? That's what I'm confused about. Like, what, But then also on top of that, what killed me when I found this out was Ron Rivera came out and said it was self-diagnosed. He said, "Hey, we didn't tell him come out the game." He said, "Hey, yeah, I got a sting. I need to come out the game."
That raised alarms for me too.
You know, so I'm like, come on, Chase. What is it really? Do you not want to be here in Washington? Is that what it is? You know what I'm saying? I think it was your boy Jalen who I heard first say that.
Yep.
You know, and then after he said that, I'm like, you know what? He might be on to something, man.
He's definitely on it. When JP asked that question today and Chase said, huh? Like, everybody's like, why would JP ask him, do you even want to play? Like, do you want to get out there? And there's a reason for that shit, because the media's catching on just like fans are. Like, bro, do you want to be here, bro? Like, for real. Like, let us know. Chase was flabbergasted that he asked that shit. I'm so glad he asked the question, though.
Yeah, man. I love how JP is probably one of the guys that are more authentic because he's a fan. I'm pretty sure some of these other media guys, but he's a true DC guy and he's a fan of this team. You know, so he's gonna ask the questions that we want answered. And I'm glad he answered that question, you know, and it sucks because we all want Chase Young to be good. We do. But at this point, it just seems like either he doesn't want it bad enough, he doesn't want to play football bad enough, you know, or he just wants a fresh start. And at this point, I'm cool with letting him go, bro. I wanted him to pan out here, PG County native again, ride for him and Jared Patterson harder than any other player because they're from here. But I am over that. Montez Sweat has kind of came on each year, and I think this may be the year that he blows. I want both of them to go crazy and re-sign both of them. But at this point with Chase Young, it's just like, all right, bro, I hear you. I hear you want to play, but do you really want to play? I'm gonna wait to see you Sunday. You know what I'm saying? 11 a.m. I'm waiting for Rio's tweet because he's gonna be out there. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be going through a pregame Lord Jones. And then
when they go through the pregame, though, like a lot of the times they don't play. So hopefully we don't see them there early.
And then I want to add this too. I kind of did some deep research. I don't know if y'all ever had stingers. I personally haven't had one, but I did some deep research, right? And they said a stinger can take from anywhere from like 6 minutes to like maybe a couple days to maybe a week or two. So I'm like, what's up, man? You know, like I'm not, and I don't want to say that he wasn't hurt, okay? Because I don't want to diagnose that, but it's just like I don't know if it was really as bad as he's making it to seem, you know.
And I'm gonna tell you straight up, I've had 2 stingers in my life. I played high school football for the state champion Freedom Eagles of last year. Shout out to them. They got a big game versus DeMatha on Friday. But I got a stinger 2 times. You know what they do when you get a stinger? You take your pads off and they throw some ice over your shoulders and your neck area, and they hold you out for that day of practice, and tomorrow you're full go. That's what happens when you get a stinger. In the NFL, they're millionaires, so they may take it a little bit differently. But Ron made a concerted effort to tell us that was a self-diagnosed injury. So that raised alarm bells. And then we keep hearing about this specialist. What the hell specialist is needed for a stinger, bro? What are we talking about?
Why can't the doctor, like our own doctor, like figure that out? Like Chase is weird with that stuff. He likes to see his own people. Like we remember the 2021, that offseason, like it seemed like there was a disconnect between him and the coaching staff. He was seeing his own people during OTAs and stuff. And I think people have noticed this, but I just don't think Ron and Chase mess with each other. Like, I just don't think they like each other that much.
I think Jack likes him either.
What?
I don't think Jack likes him either.
Yeah, I mean, I think
we know that. We know Jack don't like him. We know that.
Jack hates Chase Young. He loves Montez, though.
Yeah.
Jack will ride for Montez, and Jack gets so infuriated about any question. Like he relegates all questions about Chase Young, ask coach. Like ask the doctor.
and coach really want to be like ask Jack because he don't want to answer for real, but he has to.
Or ask the medical staff. Ron does not like the injury questions.
At this point, I'm just like, yeah, I want Chase to play, but what's to this Andre Jones guy? I want to see him out there this Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, yo, if Chase on this bullshit, you know what? This 7th round pick actually stood out to me this year. Get his ass out there opposite Sweat and see what he can do. But back to Chase for just one more second. What the hell is a specialist going to do about a stinger via Zoom? What's going? Hey, turn your shoulder. All right, now flex your trap. All right, you're good to go. You're good to go, bro. Hold on, let me see some flexibility in it. All right, man. Tell the coaches you're good. It doesn't make sense. There's a lot of disconnect on Chase's side with the coach, and JP asking the question, do you want to play? Do you want to play Sunday? Like, do you want to play? Like, that shit did not ring any alarm bells for me because, like, Jalen's been, people say he's pushing an agenda. I think there's merit to the whole Chase may have checked out of Washington thing. And I would like to see him play because I'm still trying to confirm that he's good at football because I don't have it confirmed yet. I think he could be. I think we're still resting off the potential of building on that rookie year. I'm sitting here looking at Nick Bosa get $170 million today, $123 million guaranteed. And I'm like, bro, is Chase half the player of Nick Bosa? Is he a fourth the player of Nick Bosa? I don't know what percentage of Nick Bosa Chase is in a year where he's trying to earn a contract. I'm looking at that situation like it's looking real shaky for him getting a long-term deal here. But obviously, I want to see him go out there and ball. People are saying, oh, it's Arizona. I don't need to see Terry play versus Arizona. Terry can honestly go sit on ice because he's playing the best corner in the league, in my opinion, in week 2. Patrick Surtain II, that boy is a dog. That's if he's not the best, he's the second best corner in the league right now. There's nothing on that Arizona roster that puts any fear in my heart. I don't think they want to win the game themselves. Jahan Dotson, Diami, Curtis Samuel, and company will do just fine. Shit, Mitchell Tinsley could even come in and get a catch on the Cardinals.
Crowder.
Man, Jamison Crowder come up fresh off the practice squad, just learning the playbook. He can come into the game Sunday. Terry, we're good. Dax Milne, I'm not concerned about his injury status because I don't care if he's active anyway. And if we need an excuse to put a guy like Crowder on the active roster, sure, let him be out on Sunday. Don't care. Hope St. Juice he was full to go today. Hope St. Juice is fine. Chase Young is the only real thing that stands out on the injury report to me personally because Terry's going to play if they allow him to play. Terry's a dog. Terry, you're going to have to drag his carcass off the field to get him to not play in a football game. Chase Young, his desire to play, his want for it, and how bad does he want to be great? I question those things, so I want to see him prove it to me. So I would like to see him get out there versus Paris Johnson Jr. and get after Josh Dobbs on Sunday, they named their starter today. They finally named it. Jonathan Gannon and Ron Rivera were playing this weird game of competitive advantage chicken over the last week, and they finally named their starter, a guy that just got there like 8 days ago. He's going to be starting for the Cardinals, who said they're not tanking. They cut the only guy that like fluently knows their offense, the only veteran in the room. He's a mobile quarterback, and you know that's our kryptonite. How much fear does Josh Dobbs put into you guys' hearts, Pedro?
Very almost nothing. I mean, the only thing you did say right there that he is a little bit mobile, which is true. We did play against him. Our backups played against him in the Cleveland Grit game. So we got film on him, and he really didn't get film on our, like, he didn't get a chance to play against our starting defense, but like we got the film against him. So I think that's good. And I just can't imagine being a Cardinals fan and like looking forward to watching these games. Like, I know we've had miserable seasons. I don't remember ever having a season where it's this bad, where it's like, okay, I got to watch Joshua Dobbs as my starting QB, and then Marquise Brown is your number one receiver. And then on defense, you got Budda Baker, and that's it. And a couple others. Like, man, that is sad. Like, that is really sad. Yeah, they got picks, and they're about to get some more picks. If they get the number one pick, they'll either take Caleb Williams or they'll trade back and get a boatload of picks. Like, they'll be in a fine situation. But I'm just saying for this season, it's going to be tough. But, yeah, I'm not scared of Joshua Dobbs. We'll be fine. And if our defense gets carved up, then that's bad and that's concerning. And this is like, I think we're going to win this Cardinals game, But after that, we better get off to at least a solid start, because not only is our schedule hard at the end, but like Rivera has had a history of starting off slow. Every single year he's been here, it has not changed. So he's got to change that this year, especially with the easier part of the schedule being the first half and not the second half. He cannot get to another 1-4, 2-4 starts. So it first starts with stopping Joshua Dobbs, which he just got traded, a few weeks ago? Like, he probably
I don't even know if it's been 2 weeks. It was like 10 days ago.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even know the system. Like, bro, if we lose this game, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Ooh, Josh Dobbs won.
Is it possible to go in the negatives of how much not fearful I am of this guy? Like, is it possible to go negative? Like something that I just remembered too. Like, I think earlier today I was just remembering, like, we played against him in this preseason. Like, I think Percy Butler picked him off. Like,
trash.
Bro, like, unless this guy somehow turns back to his Tennessee self, and find a way, then I don't see it. Like, these Cardinal fans, and rightfully so, because I mean, at this point, they still think we're Washington Commanders, the old Washington Commanders. They don't think Sam Howell's gonna be good, but these Cardinal fans are real life think they're gonna win. I understand it's week 1. You haven't seen nobody play, but like I just was like, be for real, bro. Like, come on, like, you have Josh Dobbs and Tune, bro. Like, there's nothing on that team that's appealing. Like, even I know Pedro just said we haven't even had a worse season like that. And I agree, because even though we had a 3-win season in 2019, going into that season, we didn't expect to be that bad. I knew we had a rookie quarterback. We weren't going to be good, but I didn't expect to be that bad. They already know what they're going to be going into this season. Mm-hmm. They have no hopes. So, man, negative 1,000, bro. I hope we destroy them to the point where we can get Terry off the motive to win this game should be get Terry off the field as quick as possible. That should be the motive. That should be the pregame speech. Get these boys up out of here as soon as possible so Terry could be chilling on the sideline with his foot up.
Facts. This shit needs to be like our dress rehearsal for the preseason. This shit should be the third preseason game of years past when there used to be 4. Because I understand in the NFL, the parity is crazy. Any team can beat any team. I also understand we were not a playoff team, so we should not overlook opponents. And I also understand that roster is fucking terrible. Like, that roster is really bad, and that weird-ass Dan Snyder personality head coach they have, he is weird. He has this weird, smug, out-of-touch tone in his voice where no player on that Cardinals roster seems moved by him. I seen him come out today and say, you know what? I was the reason the Eagles lost the Super Bowl last year. You're correct. You are the reason that the Eagles lost the Super Bowl last year. You let 38 get hung on your head with a one-legged quarterback on the other side. I mean, it's the best quarterback in the league, probably one of the best ever. But still, this team giving us any problems on Sunday would be a sheer indicator that we've got a long way to go, and optimism needs to be halted because it's humbling. Week 1 is wacky. A lot of wacky shit happens in week 1. We get a lot of pretenders, but you should beat the teams on your opponent that are projected to be the worst team in the league going into the season, who signed a quarterback 2 weeks ago before the season started. 2 weeks he's picking up an offense and playing in week 1. This is not a team that wants to succeed this year. If we struggle with them, that is a big indicator on Ron, on EB, on Sam Howell, and definitely on this defense if they can't stop the Cardinals, because boy, do we got some trouble coming our way if we struggle with this team. It is imperative this team gets off to a fast start. We haven't been 2-0 since, I believe, the 2011 season when Rex Grossman won the first 2 games against the Giants and the Cardinals, both at home. Funny, I was in attendance for both of those games. It was one of the only times in my life I remember us being 2-0. We need to win our first 2 games this year. I'm not going to ask y'all's score prediction or anything like that because I'm sure you're going to drop videos in the coming days on your channel, so I'm not going to bury the lead. How confident are you that Washington can get off to a 2-0 start versus the Cardinals and the Broncos, and how important is that? I'll start with Pedro.
Oh, I mean, the first game, again, we've talked about this a lot. If we can't beat the Cardinals, then there's no, you're just not going to win this season. I'll throw my early score prediction out anyways. I mean, I haven't done one officially, but I'm saying, like, I'll go 27 to actually I'll go 24-13. I think we'll win pretty convincingly. Maybe there'll be a few hiccups in the offense a little
I
bit.
have the Cardinals scoring 13 too.
Yeah, the defense will lock down. Maybe there'll be like, I don't know, a big return or something. And or the defense, what I could see is I can already see it, man. Joshua Dobbs, first possession, like lights up the defense, 75 yards. And I can already read like JP tweets, Nikki, like, man, Joshua Dobbs carving up the defense. And then after that, I think we'll be straight. I really do. And yeah, I think 24-13. And the Broncos, is that at home or no?
No, that's in Mile High.
That's at my house. So I think even with it being away, I feel like we should win that game. They got some injuries with Jerry Jeudy and some others. I don't know if Jerry Judy's going to play. I think that's still up in the air. But I think we got a solid shot of winning that game too. Their offense isn't great, especially with Tim Patrick's out for the year. You got Jerry Jeudy, who might or not might play. And then you got Javonte Williams, who's coming back from his ACL injury. So, and their defense is nice. So if we win that game, it's going to be a low-scoring game, probably like, 20-17 or 20-13. But we should go 2-0. And then you got the Bills, which is a tough game. That's going to be really tough. I think that's at home too. But, if you can start out 2-1, that's a really good start. It doesn't matter how you get it. If you somehow lose the Broncos and beat the Bills, hey, that's fine. But just start out 2-1 going into that week 4 divisional matchup.
Hell yeah. And then the Bills game is going to be sold out too, because they pretty much told me, the ticket people already told me, like, they're a couple hundred away from selling out. The Bills fans travel too, so there's no.
Yeah, they travel well.
They travel really. There's going to be people going through tables at FedEx Field week 3. How big is the 2-0 start? How realistic is it? And how I feel like Ron needs that shit. Juan.
Yeah, man. I think it's very doable. You feel me? I'm gonna go ahead and say my score prediction too. Why not? I want to say 31-10, but I'm gonna say 31-15. Yeah. I could very well see us being 31-3. Like we're going to destroy. Like, they don't know what they're walking into. That's why I say these people don't know what they're watching, or they clearly don't keep up with us, because they don't know how passionate this fan base really is, how good Sam Howell could potentially be, how good this roster has already been. We just been missing a quarterback. And then you, on top of that, you look at the Cardinals roster and just like, ain't no way, bro. So 31-15, but more like 31-3. It could get that ugly. You feel me? Then the Broncos game, I think we're gonna win that game. Even though we always play nasty in Mile. I don't know if it's the altitude in Denver or whatever, but we just always play nasty in Denver, man. Like, I remember that 2021 guy was so pissed off that game because it was so bad.
That was the nastiest game ever, bro. That game was disgusting with Teddy Bridgewater. Oh my god.
Yes, bro. We literally lost 17-10.
We almost won at the end with Chase Young, man.
Yeah, that was the game where we were supposed to, like, potentially make a playoff push in that 21 season, and that just killed everything. So we always play nasty there. But I heard, because this was my thing, right? Sean Payton is the new head coach, and I think they're going to be pretty good this year. So I'm actually happy we got Denver week 2, opposed to getting them week 10, week 11 when they're in the full swing of things, right? They're going to be without Jerry Jeudy, who's like you mentioned before, a hamstring injury. He's going to miss several weeks. So they're banged up. No Tim Patrick. So really, KJ Hamler and Cortland Sutton, I think we can handle them. You feel what I'm saying? And if we got them in like week 10 after they got established, I think I'll be scared. But the fact that we are week 2 with them, I think we're good. And that plays into our favor. Now, week 3, I think we're going to lose the game against the Buffalo Bills. But if we find a way to beat Buffalo, man, could y'all imagine that week 4 matchup 3-0? Because I think the Eagles are going to go 3-0. So 3-0 Eagles versus 3-0 Washington. That would set up they might gotta slate that to 8:30. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I think 2-0 is almost, I don't want to say guaranteed, but almost very doable. And that Buffalo game, even though I have us losing, if we find a way to win, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, shout out to my brother, my boy Jalen in the building.
Was
Speaking
good.
of devil, we were just talking about Jalen earlier when we were talking about the Chase Young situation and that question JP asked. And I think people are starting to catch on to Chase Young and the way he moves this offseason. But it's very imperative this team starts off 2-0. Not only Ron, this team, it almost seems like no matter who the coach is, no matter who the regime is, we start off slow. Get off to a good start. Spank the Cardinals. I don't care what the score is in week 2. Come back from Mile High with a dub. Leave. Let the only team in Colorado to win in week 2 of the NFL season be the Colorado Buffalo. Shout out. I'm a fair weather ass bandwagon fan. I'm going there with Prom. I'm an honorary fan of the Colorado Buffalo.
Yes, sir.
Only team in Colorado I want to see win a game this year.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one. I said, hey, real Buffalo fans, y'all mind if I join? Because I'm like, and again, I don't want
to hat, bro. I'm ready.
I don't want to make this about race. I keep saying that, but
it's the culture, bro.
If you have any ounce of black in you, how can you not be supported? Like I'm sitting over there happy for them, like they're my cousin played for them or something.
Bro, they had the whole world watching a Colorado game on a Saturday at 12 noon, bro.
Like that game was like that. Yes, and I'm like, man, I'm excited for them because I mean, quickly off topic about that, they just had so much negative. Like I'm like, wow, like Shedeur Sanders, he played in the FCS, he's not nasty. Ready for this. My guy threw for 510.
Edwards too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And another thing, right quick. I'm gonna pay attention to that Horn dude. I think he may go back for his senior year.
Oh, he's nasty.
He's a junior. He may come up, but I think the success they have this year, and they're gonna probably try to compete for a national championship next season. He may go back, but if he doesn't, he comes out. I would not mind moving on from Curtis Samuel because at this point I want to extend him, but I would not mind moving on from him and getting a Jimmy Horn or something. He is nasty, bro.
When Prom puts some big boys in the trenches there, they're going to be ridiculous in a couple years.
Yeah, they need to fix up the defense, but that offense looking nasty.
Yeah, Travis Hunter going to be the first pick in like 3 years.
Travis Hunter's insane. That's not sustainable, but 170 snaps in a game in 2023 is crazy, yo.
And mind you, they were in Fort Worth. It was like 105 out there, bro, and he was chilling, bro, like making plays, and he should have had a touchdown, but he dropped it. Man, it's gonna be exciting. I'm not gonna declare myself as a fan, but because that's fair weather. I'm not. I don't want to.
We're fans, bro. We're fans. We're all fans, bro. It's Coach Price Dion, bro.
That's what it really is. Like, that's what it really is.
We following Coach Prime, bro. We following the wave, bro.
Hey, look. We all got passes to be fans because our offensive coordinator is an alma mater. That's his alma mater. So technically, we got free passes to be bandwagon.
I love it. Hey, it's official once I touch down in Boulder. If I get out to Boulder for a game, I was there my whole life. I don't care what nobody tells me.
I was looking at the tickets, bro. Them tickets are insane, bro. It's like $3,000 to sit up in the upper bowl. I'm like,
you go to a Colorado game?
Yeah, yes, like for certain games. Yeah, for certain games. Like they played USC and Caleb Williams on the 30th. The prices were like normal, like before Saturday, but after Saturday, they're like going on tour to see Beyonce sitting on the floor.
You should try to go and see if they're playing the same week the Commanders are playing at.
I mean, I get it. It's their home opener, whatnot, but that Nebraska it was like 3,000 for one. I'm like, yeah, that like. Dang, bro! Like,
they're gonna beat the shit out of Nebraska and Matt Rule and them this weekend too. Like Nebraska looked terrible week 1, bro. Yeah, like, they quarterback threw like 3 or 4 picks week 1.
That game, that's gonna be a really good game week 4 because then I think they play Colorado State, so they're gonna start off 3-0, and then that set up the USC matchup.
And that boy Caleb is
Juan, are you going to the week? What is it? The Bears game? Are you going to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go to the Bears game, and I think I'm gonna go to the Bills game too.
Yeah, I'm going to the Bears game. So
and that's the blackout. We're black. Yeah. We're black.
Yeah. The Thursday night game.
Yeah, the Thursday night game's the blackout. We're wearing all black on prime time. And
I might need to get a black jersey then.
I don't think I'm gonna have a black jersey by then, but I'm gonna got a black Juan Gotti shirt. So I'm gonna wear that.
We're black. We're trying to get the fans to do it this year because I swear in the suite last year we were the only ones wearing all black, and my guy Cooley, we were the only ones wearing all black in the stadium. We gotta get the fans on one accord. And like somebody said in the chat earlier, Make some noise at the game. We need to create a real competitive.
Oh, you don't gotta worry about that now. You don't gotta worry about that
like
now.
Lane Stadium, baby.
If week
know.
6,
Yes,
week
sir.
6, by the time we get to week 6 and we're like 4-2, 5-1, you don't gotta worry about the noise. You know, and I want to go to that right quick. That's the game behind you, that Vikings game, the blackout right behind you. I get it, the fans there participate, but a blackout during the day doesn't hit the same. Like it probably wasn't even going to hit the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bears game is definitely going to hit. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But just to close this out, because we can wrap this one up, Juan got another stream on the way tonight, and I'm going to hop over on somebody else's channel in a couple hours. What are your closing statements for week 1, Washington versus Arizona? Pedro, start us off and let's get out of here.
Oh, let's get the win, man. That's like, as much as I would love a blowout where we don't have to worry at all the whole game, just give me that win. But again, would definitely prefer the blowout. I mean, we haven't had a lot of those. Like, I'm trying to think the last like blowout that we've won on opening week is like the 2018 Cardinals game. I feel like that was the last one. And that was a great, like, we just killed them. We just absolutely killed them. AP had a good game, and that was great to watch. We almost shut them out, I think. It was close to being a shutout. Would love for that to happen this week so we can be relaxed and no injuries. There's always going to be injuries, but let's minimize as much as possible. And if Terry doesn't need to play, don't play him. Chase, I just want to see Chase out there, and I would love to see him dominate. But I don't know, man. I just really don't know.
Juan, close us out.
Man, I'm going to close y'all out with a bang. You hear me? The Washington Commanders is about to go do some damage, not only in this game, but this year, man. This is the most confident I've been. I say that every year, then it turns out to be seriously, this time, though, man, it feels different. And I feel like week 1 is going to show you, it's going to be overreactions regardless of what happens week 1. But I just think we're going to demolish them. 31-15, but it probably gonna be like 31-10. I'm excited for. I cannot wait to see what that raucous crowd look like, man. Yeah. And I'm excited, man. I cannot wait till Sunday happens. We got ball tomorrow. The Chiefs may be in for an upset. I still rocking with them, but Chris Jones may not be playing.
Travis
Kelce. Yeah, so that's going to be a really good game, man. I'm just excited, man. This is the most wonderful time of the year. Football is finally back, and I can't wait till we get to Sunday, man. So
it's on and popping. Yes, sir. It's on and popping, man. Thank you guys for coming on. We got football tomorrow. I'll be doing my preview for the game with Josh Taylor and Jalen Morgan in the chat right now. Tomorrow, an hour before kickoff, that's going to be our game preview. I won't tell you what I got as the score, but I said it's going to be a 21-point Washington victory this Sunday. 3 touchdowns, 3 whole possessions, not just win big. That's all I got for right now. If you're not subbed up to Pedro Schmith and Juan Gotti Talking Sports channel, make sure you do that. Sub up to everybody in the Washington community. As this is our first year free of Dan Snyder. Everybody's content is about to go crazy. Everybody needs to run up a bag. We need to all get Bleacher Report and everybody on board, because our team is finally going to be something to make us proud of going forward, and it can finally run like a true business. Hell to the Washington Commanders. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Until next time, deuces, man. That's all I got for tonight.
Peace.